Hello and welcome to 52 Weeks. This week we're still in Chapter 4, and we're actually in Section 4, which is focused on streetscapes. I've broken all these things down into 6 segments because it's very much easier to digest in pieces because there's so much that's here that needs to be discussed. So another piece that looks at the connections between streets is an A-B street, this hierarchy of pathways. And this is in Action 4.13.1.2, plan for the revitalization of 7th Street and Graham Street commercial area so that we provide Graham Street with a unique identifying streetscape. So our streets can be thinking about as an A primary street and then a smaller side street that, again, has their unique identity. And these are looking at Atlas and Real as sides from 6th Street, and then there's one from Division. So we start to plan a larger connection and look at this master planning or a network of streets. That's something that should be considered. And how do we develop these hierarchies? Small pedestrian streets, getting into the smaller elements within the neighborhood. This is something to think about for neighborhood design. Goal 4.14, small streets becoming living streets. An example of this is the Atlas Street Playway, the meandering combination of 15th, 14th, and Argyle Streets, Catherine Streets, as well as limited vehicular access. And we limit the amount of activity that happens. Living Street is now a multi-recreational space that's for the neighborhood residents. Development of the 20th Street as a bikeway, Living Street connecting Arsenal Boulevard directly with Reservoir Park. That's a huge one to knit that part of the Greenbelt together. Converting Thompson and Kensington alleys into living streets will also help. And then we also have what we just discussed as an A-B street with Graham Street. The living street network should be another overlay. So coupled with these small pedestrian streets is we looking at this zooming out and understanding a living street network. An example concept was the Midtown Muse. What is a Muse setup? And it's really a closed off, limited vehicular traffic, sometimes even to the most of pedestrian or bike friendly spaces. It's the living street is shared among pedestrians, bicyclists, and motor vehicles. However, pedestrians have priority over cars. So when we look at this as a small neighborhood thing, what rules here are the pedestrians. This is an example diagram that was looked at, what happens outside of the market and what could be done between Market and Hack, and what's an idea for Riley Square. The benefits of living streets include reduced driving speeds and increased levels of safety, efficient use of the space that allows for multiple activities, increased socialization and gatherings, and it also increases the natural surveillance and deters crime. This is the end of the 4th segment of Streetscapes within Chapter 4, Parks, Civic, and Open Space. Thanks very much for joining us, and I hope to tune into next week when we continue in Chapter 4. Thank you.